Hi, Sarah. How are you? Oh, already? The dogs are very excited. I'm just getting everything shared. Hi, Mom. Feel free to share too if you'd like. It's just gonna take me a minute, get things set up. Hi, Dad. Hi, Deanne, and I haven't started yet. Hi, Shauna, how are you? Hi, Robin. I'm almost done. Dad, really? It's happy hour, and if you didn't already grab it, grab your favorite drink. Hi, Susan. Yay! I'm excited, Deanne. I know, I'm sorry. Sure, sometimes it's confusing because I'm on the West Coast. So to remember, you know, that I'm 3 hours, well, depending on where you are, I could be 3 hours behind. So I always miss Lori's lives or other things that she does because I forget about the time zone. Or I confuse myself. So, all right, I think I got everything shared up to where I wanted to. By all means, if you're just joining, feel free to do the same. Sharing is caring. All right, Diet Dr. Pepper. Hi, Cindy. I am ready. I have my Red Bull watermelon, so it should keep me going. I'm very excited because this kind of goes with the happy hour theme today. So let me fix this just a little bit. He's not here, Robin. I actually get to do this by myself today. I have no audience. And as a matter of fact, Dad did help me with some of these things, and I will let you all know what parts because, you know, I have to give credit where credit is due. So today, iced tea, sweet or unsweet? I already have an idea of how I'm going to go ahead and put the sign on the wreath. So I went ahead and I put my pipe cleaners on. So we are having a fiesta today, not a siesta. Is it agua frio? It has to be agua frio or it's not good agua, especially for happy hour. So I saw this sign and I actually thought of my sister-in-law because, and my nephew, because this reminds me of the movie Coco. And so I got this because I wanted to see how it would turn out. I don't know if anybody would be interested in buying a wreath that has this, but hey, you know what? I like to think outside the box and try all different kinds of things. So today we're gonna fiesta like there's no mañana. And I am using a 14-inch, as always, Dollar Tree frame. I thought I'd get a little cute and do some lime green and yellow pipe cleaners for this because I'm using this 21-inch Deco Mesh. I love how bright this is. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this too. And then I'm going to use this 10-inch, which has the multi-stripes on the ends. And I think these are cut into 15 inches. Hi, Jeanette. 15-inch pieces. So what I did last time, which I did this time, and my dad helped me, was we cut the ribbon, and went ahead and did the bundles in advance because it just made it so much easier. Then I can spend more time on the bow. So I'm very excited about that. So when I found the sign, I found this ribbon. It says Fiesta, Celebrate, Party, Salsa, Carnival, Celebration, Grito, Ole. It says Ole. It says all kinds of awesome things. Has a piñata and maracas, and so I thought this would be really cool. And then I'm pairing it up with this bright striped ribbon. And then we're gonna go with this bright polka dot. And I'm gonna pair it up with this skull or Day of the Dead looking-esque ribbon. I think it's super cool. So I'm gonna pair these up together. And then I'm making the bow at the end. I know, I love the colors. They're so bright and vibrant. So here are the bundles that we made. I'm just gonna go ahead and take them out. So I've got two 1.5 inch mesh and, I'm sorry, two 1.5 inch ribbon and two 2.5 inch ribbon. They are cut into 12-inch pieces. And the mesh is ruffled and it's cut into 15-inch pieces, okay? If you have any questions along the way, let me know. Just a few things too. I'm Angela with 3L Creations. I'm the owner. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Looks like it's working out to be Tuesdays at 10. Thursdays is happy hour at 3. 4 o'clock was okay last week Pacific time, but it wasn't my favorite. So I think I like 3 o'clock, especially because it's happy hour. So, what else? I have some classes coming up if you are in San Diego. If you're not, listen, because I have a bicycle class that I'm going to be teaching in person. So I have 6 people. The class is all booked. Very excited. I went ahead and planned for a patriotic wreath for next month, and I decided, because I know everybody likes red, white, and blue, at least a majority of the people I know do, and so what I decided to do was make enough for 3 classes essentially. My first class, all booked. So excited. The second class is going to be here at my house, so if you want to sign up, let me know. And then I'm not doing a third class. What I decided to do was make kits. So if you want to make the wreath, you are welcome to. I will ship it to you if I need to. And so I have 6 kits for that. In the fall, I have another class that I'll be teaching. I just got the materials for that. And I'm working on September coming up, because it's coming up soon. That's when I asked everybody about dog wreaths or Halloween, because that will be a class in person. With my classes, you get all the materials you need to make the wreath. I try and keep it simple for the simple fact that everybody has a different level of learning. And I want to make it as easy as possible so that there's no one that feels like they're behind or feel like they can't do it. So therefore, pretty much the wreaths that I make, we don't go into making a bow, but for the patriotic theme, I went ahead and took it one step further, and I do have some embellishments that we will be adding on. So we're going to give that a go and see how it is. Those are my classes. If you have any questions, let me know. You can shop my shop at www.3LELLE-creations.com. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm happy to answer any questions in the meantime. Not all of my wreaths are up in my shop. I'm a little bit behind because I've been hands deep in some grapevine magnolias, and now I have some other grapevines that I'm doing. I really love it. So anyways, without further ado, we're gonna get started. I always do 10-inch poofs for my 21-inch mesh, and I'm going to do that today. I just like the fullness that it makes. You can do it smaller, you can do it bigger, it's really up to you. But for every roll of 21-inch mesh, let me move this out of the way a little bit so you guys can see, there's a finished edge. There's a finished edge at the bottom and there's a finished edge at the top, okay? And so what you do is you're just gonna gather, let me find my zip tie because I use that. Okay, you're just going to gather it. So you just I start at the bottom and I work my way to the top. You're just bunching it or gathering it, whatever you would like to say. Robin, I actually just took a break from making your wreath. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see how it turns out. And Dad actually helped me with part of it. So I'm very excited for you to see it. So what I do, because I use a zip tie and it's not required, okay, I just want you to know that. I use the pipe cleaners. They also make wreath frames that have these already on it. But what I do is I put 10 on the bottom and 8 are at the top, or on the inside inner rings. So I actually use the 2 rings on the outside to do the outer ring, as I call it, and then I use the 2 on the inside to do the inner, okay? What you would do if you didn't do the zip tie is you would actually just go ahead and put it in the zip tie, put it in the pipe cleaner, and then you just go around. But what I actually do is I gather up my material and I put it just slightly past one of the zip ties. I just pick one of them, okay? And the reason for that is because this is going to be my last pipe cleaner as I'm coming around. So I actually go ahead and attach it here. And then you take your handy dandy wire cutters, which are my favorite, or as my dad always corrects me, my diagonal cutters. Whatever you want to call it, these are my favorite. This is my favorite tool. You can find it on Amazon. I actually have an affiliate shop that I started working on that I haven't even gotten to finish. But, I'm so glad, Mom. Yeah, my mom was one of my custom wreaths. I made her a magnolia wreath yesterday. I posted it today. It's the one with the fleur-de-lis cross on it. So, so yeah, I'm working on my affiliate shop. When I do post my videos to YouTube, I do give information, but I'm also happy to let you know where I get something if you cannot find it or if I don't mention it, but I do try to. Which reminds me, the other day when I did my live, I promised you all we were going to open the box that I got from Craft Outlet, and I totally forgot. So I apologize. I got some awesome things for you guys. And I promise you there's some greatness coming your way. So what I do, so starting at the pipe cleaner, I measure out my poofs at 10 inches, okay? It doesn't matter where on the ruler or the mat or whatever you're using, it does not matter where you start. I just happen to use 20 and I'm going to 10. So at any point on the mat, just measure 10 inches, okay? What you want to make sure of is that those finished edges we talked about in the beginning, that they stay under. So when I pull out the length that I'm needing, you want to make sure that that's on the bottom, okay? So I measured out 10, and what we're going to do, hopefully this mesh cooperates today and doesn't continue to stick to itself. So we go to the first pipe cleaner here. We put the mesh in it, okay? Twist it a couple times. And then we fluff the poof. So if you watch my lives, you know what I say. When in doubt, fluff it out. So you just start from one of those finished edges, kind of just pull it out to the other finished edge, just like that. You can do it as you go along, or you can do it at the end. It's really up to you. I find it easier to do it as I go along. So you just continue to measure out 10 inches as you go around. The 21 inch roll that I have is a 10-yard roll. It should essentially be enough to make 2 wreaths, okay? I say that because if you're doing 10 inch poofs, that's 180 inches. and the roll is 360. So it should be enough to make 2 wreaths. But it really just depends on the size that you want to make. Okay. If you have any questions as I go along, let me know. I'm just going to go ahead and continue around until I get to the end. I do see I'm going to trim that because sometimes you get some frays. I don't like them, so I trim it as I see them. Because I want you to have a nice product, and I don't want it to fall apart. I don't want anything like that. That's the one thing that scares me the most. I'd like to, you know, if my name's attached to it, it's got to be a good quality product. Do you know what I'm saying? So how's everybody's day going? I tell you what, it is so freaking hot here in San Diego. That's where I live. It's not only sunny, but it's hot. Our air conditioner decided yesterday that it didn't want to work. And I'm pretty sure that we still haven't heard back from the AC guy. So it looks like we're without AC again today. But thankfully, it's a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. But wow, I tell you, I'm very thankful that we have a pool. Because that pool never felt so good. I usually don't go in it because it's not that warm. But I didn't care yesterday at all, one bit. So, if you're watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really love doing this for you all. Funny thing is, would you ever have thought that if I told you that I didn't ever like to do this because it scared me, would you believe me? It's the truth. I was terrified of doing this. It's part of the reason why you don't see me when I make it, but at the same time, I mean, if you know me, I am a pretty outgoing person, so it doesn't bother me so much if you see me. I don't know what my face looks like when I'm doing it, so that's probably one of the reasons. But the other reason is my setup is really not conducive for me to do that at this time, which kind of stinks. But it's also too hot in my workshop in the garage, so I can't do it in there, which would be a lot easier. So this is a nice little break because I have been making, hi Linda, I've been making grapevine wreaths since the live on Tuesday. So it's nice to do something a little bit different. I have so many ideas, oh my gosh, so many ideas swirling around in my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm so thankful I have all these custom orders coming in so they can wait. But by the time I go to write it down, I forget. Ugh, it drives me crazy. Especially because I'm not that old and I should be able to remember. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, Robin. It's horrible, but I mean, thank God it cooled off at a decent time last night. So, Linda, I was actually going to mention that, so thank you for bringing that up. So the way that I finally figured out how to put the pipe cleaners on, and pipe cleaners are pretty inexpensive, so you just got to weigh the pros and the cons. How much is your wreath frame that you're using? I get it from Dollar Tree, so it's $1. The pipe cleaners, you can get 100 depending on where you get it from. I believe, because I get them, I think it's less than $3 for 100. So essentially, it's like, you know, less than $1 per wreath when you're using 18. The trick that I learned to put these on, so you put one on, and then what you do, well, it depends on your hand, but I actually use my hand, and I go like this, and I put the next one on, and so on and so forth, and gosh darn it, it really works. So let me know if that helps, Linda. I think it's really helped me. So I'm very surprised at the creativity I have with florals. It's just, and it's easier for me to do the florals when it's not alive because I like to take my time Whereas with a live, I don't want you all sitting here forever. But I do love creating florals. Robin, some of the ideas I actually found a metal frame that's the shape of a square. So I really want to come up with something for that. I have a really cute wagon. And I'm going to make a floral arrangement with that. See, and now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, I don't know. I get my pipe cleaners, Linda. You can actually get them at Dollar Tree. I think that's where I actually got these ones. They were Easter. I also get them at Craft Outlet, but they're sold out sometimes of the colors that I'm really wanting. So, yeah, that's exactly how I learned, is watching videos. So I hope that if somebody watches mine that it's helpful. I really try and have the mindset of a beginner, or somebody that has no idea what even the first step to do is. And I hope that by doing that, it really does help others. So Dollar Tree did have square frames. So I grabbed a couple from there. So I'm going to come up with an idea. I'm not sure. Like, I love making flowers, which I've been doing a lot. I was doing quite a bit, but then I started getting a lot of orders, which I'm so very thankful for. So I really didn't have much time to create flowers. So now I'm on the last pipe cleaner, the one where we put the zip tie, okay? So you're just going to go ahead and measure out your 10 inches again, while keeping those finished edges underneath. And then you're going to put your poof in the very last twist tie. Okay? But wait, there's more. You're going to take another zip tie if you choose to do it this way. Oh, Robin, I was telling somebody today how surprised I am at myself for how creative I am. I didn't know I really had it in me. I mean, I've always been creative, but until I actually got my hands into this, I had no idea. So, you know what, Linda? I actually was going to do something like that. I made a pineapple recently. Not on a wireframe even. And that turned out so awesome. So, you know, I see what others do and I try and get ideas, but I also I want to make it my own because I do not want to copy anybody. So, I like to be original. I pride myself on being original because I want people to buy my product and know that they're not going to get what somebody else has already made. So I take my next zip tie, okay? And what I do not cut my mesh. I just simply bring it forward. And just like down here, I'm going to put my mesh right past this zip tie because this will be the last one I'm going to use. So what I do is I take my my zip tie, put it under the mesh, and I put it under one of the wires. So if you can see, okay, that's what I do. And then I just attach the zip tie and the mesh. Try and give it a little bit of wiggle room there and attach it, okay? There's a song, Dad, and it's called I Got It From My Mama. So I'm pretty sure I didn't get it from you. I'm just kidding. I like to lay the pipe cleaners down in the middle because I just want to make sure that they're not in my way. Because I always start on the outside. It really doesn't matter if you start on the inside or the outside. It's a personal preference, really. But now that I have my second zip tie on, I'm going to measure out my 10 inches again, and we're going to start all over. So from the pipe cleaner, I'm going to measure out 10 inches, and I'm going to put my mesh in the next pipe cleaner. So you're going to do the same thing all the way around again. You are totally fine, Robin. I really love the fact that you guys that people talk. I enjoy that a lot. Hi, Milo. Thank you for watching. I actually have Franklin laying here, my dog, one of my dogs. laying here taking a nap next to me. He's like my biggest fan when I do a live. He's always here. Copper goes somewhere else. I'm not even sure where he is. Oh, he's laying in here. I love my boys. Okay. Excuse me. This weather is so dry that it's just really been bothering me. So sometimes it gets really hard to breathe for me. And I don't even have any like asthma or anything like that. So if you've just joined, welcome to Happy Hour with 3L Creations. I am making a Fiesta Themed Wreath. I'm always up for suggestions as far as what you all want to see live. Like Deanne actually wanted to see a dog themed wreath, and so I did that on Tuesday. And my mom is now saying a wreath with angels. I'd have to see what I can find, Mom. Because I don't think I've seen any signs with that on it. Unless I guess it would be like a grapevine wreath. So the thing is too, is when I'm making wreaths, I'm trying to think of what I think people would want to purchase, because I just had a sale because I have inventory I'm trying to purge. I'm learning what people want to buy versus what they don't, and so there's certain wreaths, unless I get a request, that I probably won't make much of next year. So I don't really want to waste. Maybe I will do an angel one then. I'll have to see what I can find. I bet an angel one would be really, really pretty for Christmas. I really put a lot of thought into what I make. You know, if you're a crafter, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Robin, I'll show you what I have left, even though the sale is over. I'll show you what I have left. It was under sale collection. I don't know if it's still visible, but I'll show you. If there's something that you would like, I'll extend the opportunity to you to purchase one of them, okay, at that discount still. I really put a lot of thought into what I make. I try and think of not only what I want to make, but what I think you all want to see. You know, what do you want to have in your home? And, you know, it's kind of a crapshoot, if you will. You think that there's something that people are going to like, and then nothing happens. Like, for example, I made a breast cancer themed wreath. And I made that last year, and I still have it. I guess my intention of making that was not to remind anybody of it, but to, you know, the sign said hope. So my hope was that it would bring a smile to somebody's face and remind them that they're stronger than they think. Or, you know, hope for a cure, or whatever the case may be. So I really have good intentions with the wreaths that I make. Just know that I put a lot of thought into what I do. So Cindy, I think that I would actually do a grapevine wreath probably to make an angel. So I probably wouldn't do mesh, but if I could find a sign that has angels on it, then I might do mesh. But the first thing that comes to my mind is actually some sort of a floral wreath. It really is, Deanne. It's very hard to tell. And, you know, I spend a lot of time purchasing materials, picking materials even. There's so much to the process, and you spend a lot of time on it. in hopes that somebody will like it. So the last thing I want to do really is sell it for nothing, but I'm a very giving person, so, you know, I'm like, well, let me try this. It's really trial and error. So I like to try things and see how it goes. I mean, I could repurpose the wreaths that I haven't sold, but then you're utilizing more materials. So it's a learning process. I've enjoyed it, and I'm just going to continue to learn. That's all we can do, right? So I am at the last pipe cleaner now. So I'm going to measure up my last 10 inches. Yeah, it really depends. Like, I know that people, there's different shows to talk about, you know, what they think the fads are going to be for this year. But you just never know what's going to stick. Some things are just going to always stick, you know. Traditional Christmas. Who doesn't think of emerald green and red when they think of Christmas? So I think with some things you're safe. Thank you so much, Deanna. I really do try, because I really love what I do. I really do. I don't know. I mean, it's a labor of love. I'm going to go ahead and cut the mesh now because we're done, okay? And then I'm going to use my last zip tie. It's really a labor of love. I put my heart into everything that I do for everybody. And I just want that to show, and I want it to show through my work. Sometimes I surprise the heck out of myself when I see what I've done, and it's amazing, and I love it so much. I know I'll ask my husband and my daughter, so what do you think of this? And they'll be like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, I know it's not your thing, but humor me and at least give me your opinion. The two people I know that I can really get an honest opinion from, and I know that it's totally genuine, are my parents. My mom especially, because, oh my gosh. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zip tie this down. I just like to keep it neat. And so yesterday, because I made her a custom grapevine magnolia wreath. She loves fleur-de-lis. We found a cross with that on it. And I actually decided to make that for her yesterday because she's one of my custom orders. So I know she told me take my time, don't worry about her, blah blah blah, but she's a customer. So I went ahead and I made it, and my parents came by yesterday, and so my dad starts to tell her, like, to point where it's at, and I go, stop. I didn't say that, but I basically told him, no, don't tell her. And so so she didn't see it, but I kept talking and pointing in that direction so she would look, and she was totally oblivious. But when she finally saw it, it was exactly what I expected, and her reaction was just priceless, and it was wonderful. And it's moments like that when a customer, no matter who it is, when they see that your work and their reaction, their reaction is payment enough, in a sense. Sorry. I love it. So now we're going to start with our bundles, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start on the outside. I think I started on the inside the other day. So I'm just going to alternate every other one. I love what I do, Robin, so thank you. I'm glad that it's noticeable. I really try to give you all a lot of content too, whether it's on my page or on my group or on Instagram or what have you. I know not everybody's going to love what I do as much as I do, but if I can get one person to be like, I'm going to try this because I never thought about it, and they do it and they love it, then it was worth it. You know, Deanna, that is part of it, though. And, well, I'm really glad. You're going to make me cry. I'm really glad. So this is part of the reason you guys don't see my face. Because I'm a very emotional person. If I could help one person, then I've done my job. And like I said, this is a labor of love. It's not always going to turn out the way that we think or we hope, but we just got to keep doing it and not give up. And I can tell you, if it wasn't for my husband and my parents, I may have already given up. This is the one thing in my life that I've never given up on. And as far as work related, and boy has it felt so good and so rewarding. So do not ever give up. When you think that you can't do it again. I guarantee you it's going to work out some way, somehow. That's the thing. I all of a sudden just became inundated with custom orders, and it's awesome. And I tell you what, the biggest compliment I can get from anybody, and Robin, I'm going to throw you under the bus right now because you're here, is having somebody say, I would love for you to make this for me. And then you ask questions because, you know, you want to get to know your customer. You want to get to know what they're looking for. And they say, I trust you. Your work is so good. I know it's going to be beautiful. And that is just, that's awesome. And I kind of like do the thing where I point at myself and I say, me? So, thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. You know, I feel like when I talk to people about what they want, it's actually been fairly easy for me to figure it out. I don't want to ask a million questions, but at the same time, hi, babe. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm asking what the customer wants and giving them what they're looking for. Hi.
Hello.
Do you want me to do the truck without you, Mom, or do you want to help me? Hi, Mary. Cindy, I had an Etsy shop, and I didn't feel like it was performing very well. And I feel like there was too many things that you had to do in order to even get people to notice you. And so I went ahead and I started my website. And I have sold more on my website in the short period of time that I've had it up than I did on Etsy. Oh no, hold on. The comments are coming so fast. Thank you. I just want to read this. And Deanne, you are exactly right. Robin. So, my husband, I'm like, I want to do this. And he's like, I think he doesn't give me a look. He doesn't say no. But I know in his mind, he's like, oh God, what does she want to do now? Because he's like afraid of what I'm going to say. Right, babe?
I have no fear.
I tell you, there's a couple things that I actually have asked him to help me with. If you saw my pictures recently, he made me a flower tower, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. I love it. It's super awesome, and it doesn't fit all my flowers. And there's 24 trash cans on it. So, to say that I've grown to like making flower wreaths is an understatement. So did you make face masks, Linda? Okay, Mom, that sounds good. Dad says hi, baby. He didn't say hi, baby.
Yeah, why is Dad calling
He says
baby?
hi, and I'm calling you baby. Thank you. You're getting compliments on your tower, babe.
All right.
Yeah. My husband is an engineer. And is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. He's the best nerd I know. And he is so very handy. I'm very lucky. And so I know that if I want to ask him to help me with something, that I have to have it thought out and at least have a plan. Even though most of the time my brain just kind of blurts it out and he's like, okay, well, how do you expect? I don't know. I just wanted to tell you. Oh my gosh, Linda, that's wonderful. I bet you didn't think that your sewing skills would really come in handy right now, huh? I honestly wish that I could sew. So, Linda likes to sew, and she has made about 110 masks. Oh my gosh. Right, Deanne? Deanne says you need to sell them. After he makes me another one and gets me another garage. Right? Right. Okay. Don't give me that. He's looking like I think I'm losing him. I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Mary, who lives locally, said she loves it and wants one. Actually, it took him no time at all to put it together.
It took me a day.
It barely took you a day. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Mary or Linda, that is wonderful. That is awesome. So Robin, you all probably see that I post stuff in the middle of the night because yes, I don't sleep. My mind is in 50 million directions, whether it's a creative thing, like coming up with an idea for a custom order that I'm going to make or what have you. No, I don't make notes because you know why? I'm like, I'll just remember it later, and then what happens? I don't remember it later. So, we're done with the outside. Now I'm going to start on the inside. He is? That's awesome. Did you see my list of materials, or is he going to make up his own thing? Mary's husband's going to make her one. Mary works a lot with flowers too. Okay, so Mary, we need to pick a day, not Tuesday or Thursday next week, because I have my lives. You know what, actually, Thursday could work because I do happy hour. So, is there a day that you would prefer over another? I'm thinking Monday would be. I'd love to. I want to go. So Linda, what my dad did, because he has been a huge help to me. Both my parents have. He cut all the mesh, cut the ribbon, and then we assembled the bundles. So we actually ruffled. Oh, okay, good, Mary. We ruffled up the mesh, and then we used actually the Bodabra to put it in there, and then took both ribbons, and then once made the bundle, took half a pipe cleaner to attach it together, and then just spread out the ribbon so that all you have to do is just put it on the wreath. And honestly, I feel like it actually makes it go well. It's time consuming to cut all the materials, but by doing a live, it actually is pretty quick. Let's go with Monday then, but I'll send you a message. So we are actually going to go, one of our wholesalers out here, it's called Shinoda Design Center. They have their main headquarters in Santa Ana, which is about hour and a half away from here, from where we live. And so we're going to go up there. It's a huge warehouse. I call it my happy place. Thank you, Robin. There's always just that little bit of fear, though, that, okay, are they going to like it? You know what I'm saying? And it works out. But still, there's just that little bit that you're just not 100% sure. That's why I like to ask questions. And, okay, Mary, I'll text you. That's why I like to just get a feel for my customer, what they like. I like to know what they don't like, because God forbid they say, well, I trust you. Okay. And then I use a color and they absolutely despise the color. So that's why I just want to make sure that what I'm doing is what, at least I have an idea of what they like. I think that makes sense, right? Aw, thank you, Kim. And welcome. Let me trim that. Sometimes this mesh frays a little bit more than I care to like. It drives me insane. Oh, Robin, I know that you are, and so it was very helpful. You know, that's why I did ask you what colors you like. I should have actually said instead, what color do you not like? But it worked out. I actually should be done with yours tomorrow, and I cannot wait for you to see it. Olay! Papa said olay. Thank you, Robin. I actually did it myself. I did all of it. The only thing that somebody did for me was give me a place to hold it, and that was Shopify. I actually took probably at least, because I was doing it here and there when I had time, but it just got to a point where I was stressing myself out because I knew that I didn't want to use Etsy anymore, but I also knew that until I finally did my shop that I had to use Etsy, which was there was no traffic. It was doing nothing for me. And so I just took a week where I think it was like 3 or 4 days that I really just did it. And when I was done, I was just happy. So my problem now is that just getting my inventory on the website is a challenge, because I love creating. I need somebody to do that part for me, the other part. I actually use a wood burner, Linda, for my poly burlap when I'm making flowers. I don't mind this so much. I do have like adhesives that I'll spray on the wreath, so this way when it's getting ready to go to the customer, that it shouldn't fray. But I know it's par for the course no matter how hard I try. Oh my gosh, these colors, I love this. This is the other thing, is I just pick a sign and I decide, okay, this is what I'm going to use. And oh, you're welcome, Cindy. If you have any questions, you can message me. Sometimes it takes me all of 5 minutes. It all just comes together. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. I really love being creative when it comes to, you know, okay, I want to use this sign. Now what am I going to use with it? Or I really like this roll of ribbon. What am I going to use with it? Are you guys leaving? Bye. Love you guys.
See you in a little bit.
Okay. You're welcome. Love you. Okay, we're done with this now. Now, in my opinion, the fun part's next. And that is, well, not the sign. I love doing the bow. But, like I said, I think I wanted to put this at an angle. So when I put it on, it might not look like it's at an angle, but once I go to put the bow on, then you'll get what I'm talking about. Because I actually put my pipe cleaners on at the, like this, whereas I either will put them here or I will put them here. So this is what I've done today, because I decided the way that I want to put it, I want to make sure that I'm going to have the wire frame underneath to attach it. Ha, I thought ahead this time. I don't always think ahead. No, I do. Sometimes I think too much. So, I actually have, and sometimes this happens, but I actually have, where'd it go? Was it here? I guess it doesn't really matter now. I actually had two that were the same next to each other. Or what, am I imagining that? All right, apparently I was imagining it. That's great. Nope, I wasn't. It's right here. Yay! I'm not crazy. Not completely. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the sign here. You can do that if you do end up having where they're together, or you, hi Elaine. If you do end up having where you have the same thing next to each other, which it does happen, I like to put either the bow or my sign there. So I'm actually going to put my sign here. Okay. And I usually try and put one of my pipe cleaners like in the middle of one of my, where my poof or my mesh and my ribbons have gone. I'll put it around the pipe cleaner. And I always leave the pipe cleaners the way that they are. I think it just adds a touch to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it in here. Oh, I already got your sign on yours. And you'll be able to see. And if you aren't able to see, then your peephole has an issue. I'm putting the sign upside down. Ooh, I'm glad I paid attention to that. Okay, everybody, let's laugh. Ha ha. Silly. I was just making sure you guys were paying attention, even though nobody said anything. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over so you can see. I just felt it. Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. Okay. Hi, Deanne. Okay, so what you do once you get it through, you want to make sure you have a wire in between the two twist ties. I lightly twist it on because I might need to adjust it. I'm not sure. Okay, so going to put the other one on. If you say so, Robin. I'm just making sure that my ribbon's okay underneath. I don't want to smash anything too much. Okay. It's okay too to put the pipe cleaner through your mesh to attach it to the frame. So again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just feeling to put my pipe cleaner or one on either side of the wire. Okay. don't know why one side's longer than the other, but whatever. Okay, let's see. So then what you do, because you don't want to pull it down too tight, you don't want it to smash everything. So what I do next is a shake test. You just kind of shake it. It's not really doing much, so I think it's good. So then what I'll do, because I always forget if I don't do it now, so I finish twisting it, and then I'll just wrap it around the wire frame. Then I know it's going nowhere. All right, who wants to see me make a bow? I do. I used to not like it, believe it or not. I think I've gotten pretty good at it. So what do you guys think? A big bow? Because I'm just gonna make one. I'm gonna put it here. Here, let me turn this around for you. I'm gonna put it here. And you can just adjust this later. I feel like I'm always adjusting, but that's just me. You know, what I have found about the placement of the bow and of the sign, Deanne, how am I feeling once I look at my wreath? What am I thinking? What direction do I want to take? And so, even before I did any of this, I knew I wanted to put my sign at an angle and on the side. I'm just going to move this. And so it really is a spur of the moment thing. And I decide at that moment. So these are the ribbons that I'm going to be using. And I actually have some ribbon that I had made a bow before, but I didn't like it for what I was using it for. So I'm going to use this because it's going to go really good with the colors already. So I'm going to start with this one. So I have 3 2.5-inch ribbons and 2 1.5-inch. I'm going to use a twist tie, and I'm also going to use a pipe cleaner. I do not put the twist tie on here because it gets in my way. So I actually pull it up, hope for the best that it doesn't fall apart, and go from there. Cheers, everybody. So, sometimes I cut my tails as I go along. Sometimes I don't. This is a brand new roll. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut the end though. So in order to do a dovetail, you always start at the wire and you cut in. And then it looks like that. I cut that much off because it was bent here because it was a new roll. So I think I'm going to do, I'm not gonna do long tails, I'm gonna do a big bow. So I will go ahead and I'll do, I'll do a 10-inch tail. Maybe I'll do 12. No, I'll do 10. So you take it, you twist it. The awesome thing about this ribbon is it looks the same either way. But what you'll see from some of the other ribbon that I'm going to be using, that's not always the case. Okay? So, this, I'm using the Deluxe Easy Bow Maker to make this bow. It actually has measurements up, on here, which is great. I love it. I'm going to do 10-inch loops. I find if I do anything bigger than that, that the loop just becomes too much. And I don't know, I don't like how it looks when I make it. Other people, they make their bows and look so good. And I'm like, and then I go, okay, I'm gonna try it, and then I do it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll leave that for them to do. So I'm gonna measure out at 6 inches. I'm going to leave it in its form, so I'm not going to press it down. I'm going to measure out 6 inches as it lays, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay? And you're just going to twist as you make your loop. Now the thing with this bow is that I'm going to actually go ahead and I like to move my loops in where they're going to be. So I think for this, I'm going to do 3 on each side. Okay, so measure out 6, twist it, measure out 6, and twist it again. And again, I move my loops where I want them to be as I go. So last loop on each side with this ribbon. I'm actually going to do a tutorial of different different bows. I'm not going to do it as a live. I am going to do it as a tutorial, and then I'll post it because for some of my wreath making classes too, I know that they would like to make bows, and so I want them to be able to have the opportunity to do that if they would like. I do not usually make bows for my classes because you know everybody has a different skill level, and I want to make sure that I'm doing it easy enough so that everybody can follow along and nobody gets behind. So I try not to make it too entailed because I've had feedback both ways that you know they'd like to do more, but at the same time that it was too much, too difficult, or what have you. So I try and accommodate everybody by I follow the KISS rule. Keep it simple, stupid. So I thought a good compromise would be to just do a tutorial, and if somebody would like to pick their own ribbon and do it themselves, then they have the opportunity, they can do that. So and I think that that's fair, considering the fact that I pick all the materials, which really is time. It can be time consuming. Ordering the materials, making the kits, what have you. I think it's a lot more than some tend to think. Let's see, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna do. I really liked this paisley, and I thought it went pretty good with the color scheme. So I thought I'll just use it. So we're gonna go with the 10-inch tail again. So you just kind of scrunch it up, twist it. Now you can kind of see on this one, you can see the printed side and the unprinted side, or the pretty side and the ugly side, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has a different name for it. So I'm just going to cut my dovetail here, again, starting at the wire, and you cut in. If you do it the opposite way, then you have a lovely triangle that it makes, but that's just not what I'm going for. So, okay, I'm going to do 2 loops on each side of this. These loops are going to be 5 inches. So you can, at this point, because the ruler's kind of buried too, I will just measure out according to the one loop that I already made and use that as my guide. I love this view because you can see how the ribbon is forming and what it looks like. I think you'll like this. So, because I'm a huge baseball fan, I'm actually a huge Padres fan, nobody would makes anything Padres related. And so I took it upon myself to make myself a wreath because I wanted something for my house. Thank you, Deanne. But I couldn't find it anywhere. Nobody made them. And so I went ahead and created my wreath, which now even to this day, I'm just kind of like, oh, I shriek when I see it. Because at the time I loved it. But now I've done so many more that I think to myself, sorry making that noise, that I can't believe I made it. But yeah, so that's how I got started making wreaths. And actually, the holiday before that, this holiday season before that, so this was the end of the year, 2017. Oh yeah, Linda? I bet you have. How long ago was that though? So I actually had made myself a fall wreath and a Christmas wreath in December 2017. And so these loops are going to be, let's see, these are going to be 4 inches. I'm just trying to see the ruler. Okay. Oh, and this I'm going to have to actually make by hand because of the fact it'll be upside down. So, still going to gather it up, and I'm going to show you. So let me go ahead and measure out, let's see, I want it to be 4 inches, so I'm going to need to measure out at 8 inches, and then you just kind of, you gather it here all together. It's a little tricky. So let's see, yep, that's about 4 inches. Then what you do is you bring from the bottom, you bring it up, keeping the loop with the same size. You can check that it's the same by holding it against the other one and seeing, okay? I know, and Dad and I actually, we look for it periodically when we're there so that I can see it, or that Dad can see it too. With this ribbon, I'm only gonna do the one loop. So that was it for that. And then let me just go ahead and measure out the 10 inches so I can cut it. Ah, I'm stuck. So yeah, I had made my own wreath and or a few wreaths, and so it after that though, I wasn't sure if wreaths is what I wanted to do. I decided to start the business though in February of 2019, and then by, let's see, what I started to do in the meantime was I was making t-shirts, I was making signs, I was just trying different things to see what I liked. I ended up finding that I still liked wreaths when I discovered Deco Mesh, which is just like what I did today. And I made that for the first time in September of last year, if you believe that. And so it just kind of went from there. And I had my first craft fairs in December. I had 2. I had so many lined up this year too, but I think I'm going to do a virtual craft fair though in the next couple months. I'm still thinking things through on how I want to do it. But it would require me to, you know, make a lot of inventory. So still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. So stay tuned for that. All right, this is the ribbon I told you about that I had an excess of. So I'm just going to use this. Let's see, it already has the tail cut, but I'm going to actually retrim it because some of the wire has come through because it's been sitting for a while. And we said big, so I'm gonna make 3 loops at 3 inches. So let me see my ruler because it's buried. There, okay. Aw, I see it. I see the message, Robin. Tell you what, that's one of the best things that you guys did, was doing that. I love it. Your dad was, well, and your mom were phenomenal people. They sure did raise some great kids. I mean, you're okay. You have a replica brick at your house? That's freaking cool. I see the message pop up. Oh my gosh, I think I planned this out pretty good. I said 3 loops and looks like I will have used most of this piece, which is awesome because I really wanted to get rid of, I hate having stuff sitting around, knowing that it can be used. Well, how about that? Let's see. I'm just gonna measure this up to this one so I can cut it. Okay. Okay, one more ribbon that I'm gonna add. Then we're gonna put it together, fix it up, put it on the wreath, and we'll be done. Thank you, Nancy. How are you? Good to see you. Just gonna trim the end there because this is a new roll. So is there anybody that's watching that has a ribbon problem like me? I mean, I wouldn't call it a problem. I would call it an admiration for ribbon, maybe? That sounds better, right? I am doing fantastic today, Nancy. Thank you for asking. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna make these shorter. Maybe I'll do 8 inches. So I'm gonna cut this. Let's see. That's better. Do you have an Etsy shop though, Cindy? Awesome. Where'd you order from, Nancy? Yeah, I know. It's amazing, Deanne. You don't know. I actually associate making wreaths or bows, whatever, to buying clothes. Because we will go shopping, and I don't know if you've heard me say this before, so I apologize if it's repetitive, but you can go to the store and you'll see something and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that's like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. However, when you go and you try it on, you're like, oh my gosh, this actually is not as bad as I thought. So my point is that the ugliest thing could look really great on. So I really I guess you could say I push the envelope with my colors, and I just put whatever together and see how it goes, and it usually works out really good. So, well, Cindy, if you have any questions, let me know. I mean, there's several different things you can do. A lot of people do Etsy and it works out for them. I really did give it a try. I just I like to do my own thing. Thank you, Robin. Oh, those were so much fun too. I loved going to the games. I loved our tailgates. I really miss tailgating. But I think what I'm going to miss more is when they tear the Murph down. I went ahead and gave it a try. So with Etsy, they charge you a fee. And if you do your own thing, they're going to charge you a fee too. So I'd say that there's more pieces to the puzzle though if you do your own thing. But I figured it out. I'm very happy. I love my website. And so I definitely say, Cindy, follow your heart with what you think. I'm very glad that I did what I did. So I guess, Etsy just wasn't for me. And there were a lot of rules, and I'll follow the rules, but I'd rather not. Hi, Patty. I'm just finishing up making my bow. My website is www.3LELLE creations.com. I need to actually add some more information on there. I need to get better about adding more to it. Okay, there's our bow. So now I'm going to take my zip tie and I'm going to... Oh yeah, you want to work for me? I have a pool. Just carefully take it off. Make sure you know that you have all of the ribbon under your hand, because you don't want it to fall apart. So then I take my zip tie. And you're not going to tighten it all the way yet, okay? You're just going to get it started. Because I'm going to put my pipe cleaner in also. Yes, that is it. Let's see. So what I'm going to do, I know that you can't not see it from the back. You're going to see it from the front. But I still want to make sure everything is in place pretty much the way that I had laid it out. Where's my other? There it is. And then I just keep tightening it little by little. I did. Actually, I did pin it on here. Does anybody see it? At least I attempted to. Yeah, I put, you know, if you want to shop on my site, and I actually, because I just discovered that I could pin it recently. So I was like, sure, why not? I want people to go there. I mean, I didn't make it just for fun, right? I mean, it was a labor of love and it was fun to a certain extent. You know, I'm all about the pops of color, Robin, and it usually works out. I mean, Dad probably hears it in his sleep. I'm going to add this because I want it to make it pop. Oh man, okay. I'm going to have to keep figuring it out then. So now that I have everything placed, I put my pipe cleaner in, and now you just continue to tighten it. You can also find me on Facebook at the same, the number 3 L Creations, or you can actually spell it out if you are in Facebook doing it, and it's 3 is spelled out. Okay, the bow is now done. We're gonna go ahead and put it on. I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way. Oh, I actually want to cut this a little bit again. I can also, if you send me a message, Cindy, I can send it to you afterwards also. And Dad, thank you for helping Cindy out. Okay. You guys ready? Okay. I'm going to put it on where I see it, and then I'll turn it around and fluff it so you guys can see it. And I think right there is good. Sorry, I'm just looking to see where I'm going to put it. And my thumb just got stuck. So I'll show you. See, I'm just working the pipe cleaner through the mesh. And there they both are. And just like we did with the sign, I'm not going to pull it too tight, because if you do, it just kind of sinks in. You don't want that, okay? You can tighten it. Just remember, you can tighten it. So I'm just going to lightly attach it right now while I fluff it. So, let's see. We don't want to cover up any of the sign. So, I'm going to go ahead and fluff it now. You guys can see it the right way. Thank you, Robin. Ole. There it is. Huh. I ended up putting this. Did I put it on it? Oh, whatever. Yep. I went out of my way to make sure it wasn't upside down, and I still did it. I'll fix it later. Silly. Silly me. Actually, I think it's because I have it on sideways. Okay, I got it. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Just want to make sure too that you don't cover up the sign, so. And you can make the ribbon move to where you want it. Don't be afraid of that. It should cooperate. Thanks, Dad. Well, this was upside down. And I don't want it to be upside down when you read it. Patty, I have my own beverage. It's happy hour. So everybody, it's BYOB. Patty, do you want me to post the pictures of your wreaths, or do you want to be surprised? Patty is a customer who requested the baseball spoken here wreaths recently. And I got the materials and made them and love how they turned out. She's a huge Padres fan like me. Thank you, Linda. So what you can do with the tails too is you can kind of just pull it and bring your fingers back and it just makes it curl. Or lately I've actually I've been trying to do this little deal, and I love it. It doesn't work for all the ribbon though. Ooh, that sounds really good, Cindy. You want me to post pictures when it's done, Robin? Patty, I'll post the pictures. So every wreath that I make, I take pictures. But some of my customers like to be surprised, some don't. So, you know, I respect that, although I just really want to share. Some of these ribbons, though, don't really want to twist, so I'm not even going to try with that one. So yeah, you can do whatever you would like with the tails. You don't have to do it like that, but you can. Okay, Robin, as soon as I'm done, I'll post it. Oh, I love that idea. We actually have some neighbors that do that too, but when they do it, we aren't able to participate. I think maybe they do it on purpose. All right, so here we go. It's all done. What do you guys think? Let me see some hearts. You guys like it? Let me see some hearts. I'm gonna perfect this, I tell you what. All right, well, thank you for joining me for happy hour. I will see you again, unless on a whim I decide that I'm going to go live again. Thank you for the hearts, yay! Happy hour every Thursday. We're gonna go with 3 o'clock because I think that works. Linda, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching and your support. Have a great evening. And next live will be Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Angela at 3L Creations. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, and I have my own website, www.3LELLE-creations.com. If you have any questions, message me. I have actually a tutorial group. I have a 3L Creations group. So if you would like to partake in tutorials, sharing your tutorials, or whatever the case may be, my motto is sharing is caring. And thank you very much for allowing me to create and make my vision a reality for you today. I really appreciate your love and support. It means the world to me. I will see you guys again on Tuesday, if not sooner, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.